All right.
We're rolling.
We are so rolling.
I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I'm usually the one
I know.
behind recording you.
Today's your lucky day.
Today is my lucky day. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first off, why are we here?
We are here because we are now filming an episode in regards to why I decided to launch this podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to give an area where, people can share their stories in regards to maybe childhood trauma, things that they've experienced, life experiences, weddings, divorce, parenthood, all the things. And this all led me to make this decision based on my own life experiences.
I feel like everyone has their own story.
Yeah.
Of something that fundamentally changed them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that doesn't go discussed.
Right.
And so I love that you're creating an outlet
right.
for people to understand that you can talk to people about this stuff and you're not alone.
No, and that's the main thing is, right? Like we're all struggling, we're all battling something. It's just a matter of, I really wanted to do this so that people did not feel alone. Everybody has some sort of experience that has led them to be where they're at. And, I just want to share.
Yeah.
So that people feel safe, heard, and understood. It's like the number one thing. So.
Yeah, it's the human experience.
Yeah.
I feel like in today's digital age, we're all so connected, but at the same time, less connected than ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we're here to go under the surface level and
completely. Yeah. All in. We're all in. And feel free to chime in too. So I grew up in a very challenging environment. I'd hate to use the word toxic. Where did you grow up? I grew up here in San Diego. I'm local, San Diego native. My parents split when I was 5, and I come from a very blended family, big blended family. I'm one of 10 on my dad's side.
Whoa, that's a lot.
9 different women. I mean, the guy is a charmer. Talk about like sales skills, right? And I mean, he's just a charmer. He has the biggest heart, great human being. But he and my mom split. Then on my mom's side, I'm one of 4. So technically I'm the only child in between, both parents. But, growing up without my dad, I really realized like, you got to figure shit out on your own. Like no one's going to come save you. Right. So, and my mom did the best she could, and raising 4 girls of us on her own, bless her heart. But there was definitely some challenges. I think that by the time I turned 30 years old, I got married my late 20s. And when I got married, I wanted to figure out why I was the way I was. So I figured, let's hire a professional. So I did extensive therapy for 7 years. It was every Wednesday at 10:30 for 7 years. What was it like
starting off?
The therapy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, lots of crying and lots of fear, And that's when I realized that I was codependent. I had anxiety, depression, massive fear of abandonment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that all stemmed from my childhood. And the reason why I went to therapy was because I wanted to understand who I was and why I was the way I was. So that's how I found out that I needed to do something about it. It wasn't about changing. It was about learning my triggers and understanding what they are so that then I can allow myself to pivot accordingly.
When you are younger, you are a sponge.
Right.
You're just downloading software that your parents give you, your environment gives you, friends, family, etc. And I feel like there's a point in your adulthood where you realize this software, it's not suiting me anymore.
Exactly.
Got me through my childhood, that's great. But I myself don't want to respond the way that I'm responding.
Right.
Seeing things in a certain lens. Because there's a piece of you that is more grown and more mature now that realizes that you don't, where you're asking yourself, why am I reacting this way?
Exactly. Why? Like, who am I? Like, why would I get upset if I did something for a friend or somebody, and then that person didn't reciprocate it the same way and didn't come through that with that favor for me? Like, why did I love my friends' families more at the time where I would spend so much time with them? I was trying to replenish something that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So during that big transition, I remember my therapist, she said, you know, there's two people that are going to have a hard time with your boundaries. You need to have boundaries. And culturally speaking, especially like Hispanics, like, you do what your parents say or you get your butt kicked, you know? Like, there's no one that's going to come save you from that.
I like it's like where they grab the flip-flop.
Oh, yeah. Whatever is accessible is coming at you. The belt, the hanger, whatever it is, right? So I was like, okay, there's two people that are going to have a hard time. One of them is going to be my mother. Unfortunately, my mom struggles with gambling. She's an addict. And so there's been plenty of times throughout my childhood where I've, to this day, have to take care of her because it's just constant. It's
So
it's
not
really
only
bad.
did you not have a father figure growing up, but you yourself were put into a parental role.
Absolutely. And still to this day. So I think with my mom struggling with that and seeing it at a young age, it made me really develop to learn personalities really fast. It made me be able to think like, hey, I know that this person will like this. So it wasn't a constant exchange. So if my mom came home after gambling a couple days, I know that she would really like X, Y, and Z. So I would do it to get her love and attention. It's crazy.
It's a feedback system where love isn't unconditional.
Correct.
It's conditional.
It's 100% conditional. Yeah.
And you have to do something for someone for them to acknowledge your value.
Correct. And it's hard, but also in a sense, in business wise, it's really helped me develop those relationships and capture that trust up front because I understand pain points. And I unfortunately understand at a really young age, but it's definitely allowed me to thrive in my business because now I'm like, okay, I'm listening to what they're saying, so they're going to want X, Y, and Z. So throughout that journey, you know, I had that at the time I was married, and then that just kind of started falling apart in a sense where.
So you started going to therapy during your marriage?
At like literally the next 2 weeks. And there's a reason for that. He had mentioned that he was going to do something that was going to change our lives. And literally the next day we got married, I followed up with him about it. It was about a job. And he had told me that he decided to no longer move forward with that because he didn't want to leave San Diego. So the constant disappointment, just like my dad, right? My dad would tell me, hey, I'm about to cross the border because he lived in TJ. I'm about to cross the border. I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go with your twin sisters and we're going to go to the movies and all the things. And he never fucking showed up.
So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. You're like, this is a little too close to home.
Yeah, that's when I realized this is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just, there's just no way. Like, I'm struggling literally with what I struggled with my childhood, but most importantly, why did I stay? Why was I okay with that? Not that I was okay with it, but why did I allow for that to happen, right? There had been numerous things that had happened in the mix of the time that we were together where he would fall short. And I couldn't understand why, which is why I also went back to therapy because I'm like, what is going on? What happens is you're surrounded in this childhood, you know, situation, and then sometimes you attract that when you're older
100%.
Because that's all you know.
And it's something where you yourself don't enjoy. It's not like you're going out of your way to find these people that are similar to father figures that you have. It's when your body is in a state of fight or flight. It goes towards what is known.
Right.
It's a survival instinct.
100%. And here's the thing. The guy's a good human being, right? No shade to him, but I think also I was comfortable in the chaos, in the constant inconsistency, because that's all I knew growing up with my dad.
Yeah.
The just zero follow through. So as I, made those decisions to establish those boundaries, starting with them too is when everything changed. I would say that the marriage started getting worse because I started saying no to things. I started setting those expectations, rightfully for him and even for myself as a partner.
It was a new dynamic.
Totally. I was a different person. different person than who he had married at the time. And the same thing with my mom. As soon as I put boundaries on, she shut me out of the family. She would say horrible things about me because I was no longer enabling that behavior. So, fast forward, years of therapy, I started learning more about myself. I didn't know what codependency was. What
is codependency?
Codependency is when you feel like the constant need of somebody's like attention, or like there's that separation anxiety when you're away from somebody, that you're constantly in panic, like what if this and what if that, or what if they don't come back. And part of that had to do with, again, my childhood, with when my mom would leave, right? She'd be like, I'm going to go to the store, and come back 2 days later because she's on a binge gambling. The constant, like, what if she doesn't make it back? What if something happened to her?
Yeah.
So having that constant fear of abandonment too, which played the role into my dad. Like, what if this person leaves and never comes back, just like he did? So it really allowed me to really get to know myself. I noticed that I was very anxious. I'd panic a lot. I was very emotional. And I went through all that therapy, and then towards the end of my marriage, we had separated and then tried to, fix things, and that didn't work out. But some of the reason too is because he was already checked out. He had already been emotionally attached to somebody at his work, which kind of sucked, but I understand it. And at the end of the day, that person wasn't for me. So that's been like all done.
If you're not meant for me, all the best.
Oh yeah. Like, keep going, right? Not my problem anymore. So then, I
just want to acknowledge something. It's at what were you, 29, 30?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At that age, that's when basically you decided to look internally.
Totally.
You were going, realized it wasn't working, took a pause.
Right.
And that fundamentally changed how you saw the world.
Right. Right. And I think at the end of it too, because we tried everything. We tried therapy. We tried, church. We tried all the things you can think of. I didn't want neither of us to feel like we didn't try. And at the end of the day, we're both human and we both make mistakes, right? And I genuinely walked away from that knowing that I did everything I could to save us. And the most important thing was I had to be okay with knowing that his effort was enough too. Because I think sometimes we think about a situation and we look at our other partners and be like, hey, like you could have done X, Y, and Z and you didn't show up. But being okay with that was the best that he could do. It might not have been what I have done, but that was his best. And being okay with that was a tough pill to swallow.
The crazy thing is that most people are working from a place of this is the best that I can do.
Right.
And that looks very different to different people.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah. And then there are some unique cases where that's not the case, where you have some more interesting characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then time went on, and then I'm learning about all these different types of categories in therapy and all the things. So I'm like, I think I'm a great communicator now, right? I think I'm like, wow, I'm very aware with my triggers. I'm very aware of, how to, create a safe place for people to vent to. And then, being in a position where that person can also hear me and understand where I'm coming from, all the things. But then I met a narcissist and I had no idea what that was.
Okay. So I've heard this story before, and
you guys get ready.
It's like one of those TV shows. Oh my God. So this is kind of what inspired this podcast. This is kind of one of those.
This was the icing on the cake. This was like, I need to share this because I think a lot of people, and even for myself, I didn't know what a narcissist was. I didn't know what gaslighting was. I had never openly experienced that when somebody's like, hey, that person is a narcissist and you need to watch for them. I didn't know what that meant or anything to that nature. And especially given my experience even from childhood where I didn't have somebody that followed through, to have then somebody that follows through consistently and screw me over at the same time was just wild.
That's a dopamine roller coaster.
Yeah. It was like my fight or flight was on like steroids. Like just, it was crazy.
Okay. So that being said, how did it start? How did you two meet?
Okay, so
and let's give this individual a name.
Oh, geez. Do we have to?
No, we don't need to.
Okay, we'll just name him the narcissist.
Okay, the narcissist.
Yeah. So we met online. I hate to say it.
Where was your first date?
It was, our first meet was, I think we met in the middle because he lived in a different county. So we met like somewhere on PCH. I think it was, geez, why can't I remember? Somewhere along the coast.
That's where you've
like past like Pendleton.
That's your first.
San Clemente.
Yeah. That's how you met.
Yes.
That's what I like to say. Some of my friends are doing the online dating thing. I'm like, you guys met where you first actually saw each other.
Right. Exactly. And no shade to like meeting people online. I met a lot of great people online too, which, you know, was awesome. But so we met, and then
What was that first date like?
It was very basic. I mean, I'm very simple. I'm very like a pizza kind of person. I love me a good slice of pizza.
Give me a Chicago style.
Yes, Chicago style for sure. Yeah, it was very basic. It was during the pandemic, so you know, it's where you can go was very limited. But I believe as soon as we met in person, the love bombing really started.
What does love bombing look like? What did that look like for you?
For me, it was more of like the constant compliments. He knew the thing about narcissists, like they're like sharks, okay? Like they know when is the right time, and they know exactly what to say and how to say it. By the time that we met, in between of sending messages to actually meeting, I believe he very well knew what he was walking into, in a sense of where he knew, I mean, I don't want to take the credit. There's multiple women that he had experienced that I'm sure he knows that women want consistency and, you know, reassurance and the compliments and all that, but he did it just extra. So because I had never come from a world where compliments were like a normal thing, that's where the love bombing really started. Just constant compliments. I remember, because we didn't live in the same area, he'd be like, hey, we're going to go to this county for the weekend or whatever, because everything's open there. And I was like, wow, like a man with like making the plan, right? I was like,
love
stoked.
To see it.
Oh yeah. The initiative, like he made the plans. He didn't make me pick, right? So it just started with that. And one thing that I always wanted to do was to leave California. I always wanted to experience that. And it had been something that I almost moved to Texas a long time ago, and then that didn't pan out, and then the pandemic happened, and right before the pandemic happened, I love the city of Boston, as you know. And
thank you for the food recommendations while I was there.
Oh yeah, like Boston, you guys, like if I can be anywhere, I would be in Boston right now, but I'm here home with friends and family. But I wanted to move to Boston. I wanted to just rent a bunch of Airbnbs and then live out there and decide if I wanted to stay there or not. But then the pandemic happened. Everybody had to stay and all the things. And so given that I wanted to leave the state over the course of time, right? Like I'm talking to him, we're out doing stuff and all the things. Like now we're like in a relationship, right? So fast forward, and he had a window of opportunity to take a job in Colorado. We had already traveled to Omaha because I have friends in Nebraska, and we had gone out there for like a weekend, and I really like fell in love with it again because of the slow pace and the really kind people, and he really liked it too. So He got the job in Colorado, so we were like, okay, we're going to move to Denver or outside of Denver. But I knew he wouldn't like it because he lived in like Orange County area. So the traffic and all that and the expenses, it was going to be the same. So I'm like, he's not going to like it. It's fine. So then I was like, well, what if we just move to Omaha? Like, we're literally 8 hours away from Denver. We have everything in the car. Screw it. Like, if not now, when? Right? Yeah. So we drove through the craziest storm. There was a storm that happened really bad in Texas at the time.
It was symbolic.
Yeah. So, like, I can't even tell you. I was scared for my life to drive through, but we drove through it, made it safe, thankfully. Rented an apartment we had never obviously seen before. I just knew that my friends had lived in that complex before, and it was nice. I mean, it had like this private lake. It was literally, I don't know, $1,100 for this brand new apartment on a lake. It's pretty
nice.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It was amazing. So beautiful view, and you have the ducks and all the things. So, so fast forward to, both of us being in the industry, I'm like, we should probably purchase something, rates were really low at the time. And I met an agent, this older lady, she's super nice. She's been in the industry forever. And Omaha is really small. I'm talking
close-knit community.
Yeah, everybody knows each other. So I hired her, we purchased a home. So now we're in this beautiful, huge house, finished basement, all the things. And it cost us $268,000. Okay? $268,000 for a 7-year-old house.
Ma'am.
Yeah. And a very well-desired area and neighborhood and all the things. But I met some great people. Great people. Yeah, my gym community. Shout out to my Omaha people. I love you guys. The butcher Steve and the crew at like Hy-Vee, and even the parents and the family that fostered my dog was amazing. They helped me out so much, and the friendships, right, in the business and all of that. So I started getting more active in that business, doing loans out there and getting familiar and making
in a
connections.
New state with a new man,
no family,
new community.
Yeah,
your roots are starting to deepen
for sure. Yeah, and
then what?
So then, how I found out that my life was about to be turned upside down.
How did you find out?
How did I find out? Well, he's very active in the gym. So something had happened where I can't remember the term of what had happened, but essentially everything from his waist down stopped working. He couldn't walk, couldn't use the bathroom, couldn't do anything. So I had called 911 and got him into a hospital, and he had to have emergency surgery to cut part of his disc and had to do with the spinal cord, all the things.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was very scary. I called his mom, flew his mom in and all the things. But in the transcourse of calling his mom and all that is like when his phone started blowing up.
Blowing up how?
Just I was so surprised. There was at least 15 to 20, I kid you not, copy and paste good morning, beautiful. But there was one that was very consistent. And I called her. And that's the thing. Those red flags in the beginning that you see will blow up in your face later in life. And if you ignore them, trust me when I say they will come back and haunt you.
What were some of those red flags?
So one of them was, for example, again, shut down. So we're trying to find a gym to go work out. And I see his phone, like he's driving or whatever, but you're sitting right next to the person. So obviously you can see. And there was a name that was titled as a guy. But I'm like, that's weird. He's never talked about this guy. I'm like, unless, there's some, maybe he's into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I barely know the guy, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. And I had talked about it with my sisters. I'm like, he's getting messages from this person named blah, 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 this guy. Or what I think is a guy.
Do you remember what the name of the...
Oh, yeah, I do. It was Jack.
Okay.
It was Jack. So...
He was very friendly with Jack.
Jack was texting all the time. Yeah, this is a crazy thing. No family member named Jack. I mean, the dude's like his family's from South America, so you don't name your kids Jack down there.
No, that's not happening.
No, not at all. So I decided at that moment. So we were at the gym one time, and I saw the message come up. I brought it up to my sisters. They're like, "Oh, you're tripping. Like, you're fine. You're fine." Like,
you're overthinking
it. How could he have time to do anything like that? You guys see each other and talk all the time. And again, the love bombing, the gaslighting, the narcissism, right? So it's like, okay, great. I must be me, right? Of course.
How could it be him?
Exactly, right? He's so consistent. How could it? So...
unlike any other man that you've had in your life.
Exactly, right? So I called Jack, and she says, "Hey, babe, what's up?"
Oh.
I'm like, "Excuse me?" "Hey, babe." I'm like, "You're not talking to him."
Who is this?
Yeah. And she knew right off the bat who I was. She's like, "Oh, it's you."
So she was aware.
Oh, it's you. Here
That's
we go.
Crazy.
So mind you, this guy's in surgery. I'm flying in his mother, talking to his sister, his cousins, his boss, everybody.
Holding down the fort.
And Jack.
Yeah, and Jack. That's right. I'm on the phone with Jack, and she's saying, "Oh, it's you." Okay.
Fully aware.
Fully 1,000% aware of this.
That this man is taken.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
Jack.
Oh, Jack. So she pretty much went ahead. I mean, we exchanged words, and she pretty much said, "If you're not going to help him recover through the surgery, you let me know, because I'm happy to get on the next flight, quit my job, and go out there and help him." So I said, here's exactly what I said. I said, "We have a fucking mortgage and pets and a life here and a home. What do you mean you're going to hop on a plane?" So she's like, "Listen, we've been seeing each other for like 12 years. 12 years, okay? 12 years of constantly being the
Over
side chick.
a decade.
Yes, and she's proud of it. 100% proud of it. She's like, "I'm not going anywhere." So I was like, well, shit. Yeah, I was like, I guess she's not going in. I was like, okay, you know what? I got to. And then she has the audacity to ask me if I tell him how his recovery, like how his surgery went. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I hang up, and I immediately call his sister and his mom. And I'm like, I just found this out. And they both said the mom said to me, she was crying, and she's like, "I'm so sorry that you found out this way."
Okay, wait. This way?
Yeah.
As in, did she...
She knew. She's like, "I begged him for the entire time that you guys been together to be honest with you."
Oh my God.
Yeah. She's like, "I'm so sorry." So being who I am...
you...
I don't know. I have no idea.
And she has a daughter.
And she has a daughter. Yeah. So, mind you, his own dad has been unfaithful to his mom as well. So
there's generational...
Exactly. And culturally speaking, it's very common, especially in Mexico, for the men to take care of their families, have a bunch of kids, and then they have somebody on the side. It's a very common thing, unfortunately, but I'm like, we're in the United States. That's not how it rolls here,
what
okay?
I signed up for.
Exactly.
So you own a house together.
Yes. Yeah. So single girls out there, be careful who you put on title, because if things don't pan out, I mean, even when you're married, right? It can just get things a little
They
crazy.
may turn out to be a narcissist.
Yes. So fast forward, the human part of me was like, this guy has to literally relearn how to walk. And during that time, his mom stayed in town. I flew her in. I told her, "You got to take care of your son." I'm not going to do it. And I remember my birthday was coming up, and, all the same song and dance. I'm going to change my number. She's out of my life, and I'm going to do this. And look at all the numbers I blocked, because, there was like 15 to 20 other women that were getting good morning messages. Good morning, beautiful messages every morning.
Good morning, beautiful.
Yeah. So then unfortunately, like, my level of anxiety got really worse. I just would find myself going through his iPad and going through this and just going through everything, and it just was not good. It started getting very toxic.
That paranoia.
The paranoia. Meanwhile, I've now told my sisters what had happened, but we agreed to work it out, right? Again, but most of the reason is because I'm in survival. I have not been in the house for 2 years, so if I sell the house, I got to pay the IRS money, then I got to get rid of everything and move back and all the things. So that was like a July, I can't even remember the year. Fast forward to some time of us working it out. Now, mind you, I'm coming to San Diego at least once a month to visit my family, my realtors, my clients, my friends, everything, right? So I'm here and he's there holding it down or whatever.
And at this point, he doesn't know you know.
Actually, I did tell him.
You did tell him?
I did tell him, yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, so
what was his response to you telling him that you knew?
So when he asked for his phone back, I just said, here you go, you might want to call Jack back. And he's like, oh, so clearly you know. And I was like,
just matter-of-factly?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, okay, so what do you want to do? Like, break up? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I mean, I felt like I was being called out, you know? And then I felt like if I said yes, this was going to be too easy. And I was like, we got to figure this out. Like, you're on title. You can't even walk, dude. You can't even go to the bathroom by yourself. You got a catheter in. Like, no, like I'm not dealing with this right now. So another thing too is that when I went home, I went like Alanis Morissette, I'm a bitch, like so fucking crazy. I started going through everything. I went through all of his journals, and that was the worst thing I could have done.
Okay, so what were in the journals?
It was terrible. It was just running his mouth about me, how he didn't want to be with me, how essentially I was pretty much like a meal ticket to get out of California. And most importantly, like his fantasies about other women. Like he was so hung up on other women that told him no, that he never really was able to damage them. So I literally, pages and pages. The crazy thing is that I have some of this, like myself, like documenting myself to remind myself, like, you're never going to go back to this ever again. Like you can't unsee and you can't unread what you wrote, that somebody that you share a home with, somebody that you love and you think is your person, right? So I trashed everything. I found like a gift from her. I found pictures of them together in San Diego at a restaurant. I found videos of them together. Like just all sorts of things, everything you could imagine. And then it clicked, all of those lies, like, oh, I gotta, because at that time he went back to one of his employers here in San Diego, well, in Orange County, and he's like, oh, I gotta go back for training and blah, blah, blah. No, he was too busy hooking up with her. But again, he was so consistent with the check-ins, consistent with the FaceTime calls, consistent telling me where he was at, right? All the things.
A master manipulator.
A man with a journal.
Oh, yeah. Lots of journals.
He had to document his lies.
That's part of the narcissism, right? Like constantly having to like feel that like fulfillment based off of somebody else's pain, because they have zero empathy. One time we took a personality test and I was like super empathetic and he was like 0. It was insane.
Another red flag.
Yeah. I'm just collecting. Call me the circus, okay? I'm just collecting. So, but again, at that time, I didn't know what a narcissist was. I didn't know what a narcissist was until the next event that happened.
That wasn't in your field of vision.
No. And listen, I had been cheated on before. Like my first serious boyfriend, I found emails of him messaging with some girl in Mexico, and they had this whole thing going on. And then, my ex-husband then being emotionally checked out with the work girl and all the things. So I had already, like, and you pick up on their tendencies, but to actually like see it in writing, like their own writing is like on a whole other level. So I had to really pivot and be like, you know what? You're not what he's writing down. Like you're not.
You have to know
you're not ugly.
worth.
You're not fat.
You're
not
value.
this. Yes. Like, and he is not going to destroy you, because he literally wrote that he was going to like destroy me. Yeah. So,
that's the part that confuses me about narcissist, is why would you spend so much time
So much.
sorry.
No, I'm good. No,
Okay.
so much effort into
So
like
much effort
and I think
into someone you don't care about.
you know what? He would like sometimes break up with me. Like his mom was getting married. I don't remember what year, but it was a December, and he woke up one day and he's like, you know, I don't think you should come with me to the wedding. And I'm like, why? And this is before I found out about Jack, right? So he's like, yeah, I just like, I don't think this is working for me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Like,
What do you mean?
Dude, are you going to fucking move out of my house? You know what I'm saying? Like, get the step in, you know? But yeah, it was just very, very odd. So, you know, we're trying to figure this out. He's got no job, learning how to walk, all the things, right? Mom, I'm supposed to fly out for my birthday, but I didn't fly out. And then Mom was there and all the things. And we decided we were going to make it work. Right? But partially, I think we were both trying to just simply buy time. I was trying to buy time because I knew I had to come home. There was no way I was going to survive this circumstance, even if he moved out, because he'd still be there.
You were creating an exit plan.
1,000%. The moment that she answered the phone, I'm like, I need to create it, and I need to create it really fast and strategic, right? Because now it's like a mind fuck. Now it's like, how am I going to, one, get out of this alive because of the usage of steroids, but two, it's like, make it out alive and some money because, you know, I got to move back to San Diego and I ain't got nothing. So, and with my dog. So we're trying to figure it out. And about a couple months goes by. And again, I fly to San Diego. It's one of our good friend's birthday. We fly from San Diego to Phoenix and have a whole weekend in Phoenix. So we're there and we're having this like dinner that's like all this courses and chef special, blah, 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 blah. And no, it's not Phoenix, Scottsdale. So if you guys ever been to Scottsdale, no wonder I was like, Phoenix, it was Scottsdale. And we're like at Toca Madera, we go to Nobu, we're like at all the places, right? And I forgot the fancy name of the restaurant we were at. And I'm gonna look it up because it was good. And we're sitting there and it's my twin sisters and our friend Adriana and Yuli, and we're sitting there and it's crazy. I get like a FaceTime call from him. I'm like, that's so weird. I'm like, he's probably intoxicated or whatever. So I was like, excuse me, I'm going to excuse myself from the table. And I answer it, right? And I'm not connecting the dots because it's his name, but it's Jack's face.
Oh.
And she's FaceTiming me from his phone from my basement.
Oh.
Yeah.
While you're away.
Yeah. Like literally my heart's still racing just thinking about it. And my brain, like when people say like you can't connect, you literally cannot connect what just happened. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, and I just see her in my basement. And then I remember she walks upstairs and she sits down right next to him on my couch. And I look at him. So it's the three of us, like a happy family on FaceTime. So at that moment, I'm like, Alba, you know exactly what to do. I screenshotted it. And I said to him, and he has a really old iPhone. So it's not like the new ones where it's like, so-and-so took a screenshot. Didn't say that. So I took the screenshot. I was like, hey, it's so weird. I'm like, I thought trash day was during the week. I didn't know they were taking out trash on the weekends at night. Dead silence. Nothing. No response from either of them. And so then I said, I don't know what's going on, but I need the two of you out of my house first thing tomorrow morning. I'm changing my flight. I hang up. I send that screenshot because the thing about narcissists, they have to protect their personality, right? Their persona with everybody else.
Deny.
Exactly. So I sent that screenshot to his mom. And I said, I don't know what's happening, but she's at my house now. And I need you to help me fix this. So she called them and there was all sorts of conversations. I get another FaceTime call again. So then I'm thinking now it's him, right? So I answer it and it's her again. She's like, I really need to tell you something. I'm like, honestly, I don't care. And at this point,
would you?
Yeah, exactly. She's sick. She's literally sicker than him, right? And she's older than him too. She said, she's like, I really need to talk to you. I'm like, I really don't care what you have to say. And whatever happens from this moment on, it's on you. because I knew the severity of steroid use that was happening, and it was getting really, really bad. So
was it aggression?
Very bad, very, very bad aggression. And so I hung up. My phone rang literally 35 times. I got a voicemail that you can hear scuffling going on. I hear him like, you know, when people are so upset that they talk in a really low voice, like just scary, just so scary. And I actually felt really bad for her because I knew at that moment she was trying to fight for her life. But I'm like, and this is now happening in my fucking house, right? And my dog's there. So I'm like,
the worst part.
My
like
poor
my
dog.
baby.
Yeah, my poor dog, that guy. So the next day, everybody's worried about me. Everybody's been worried about me. Like, just get your shit and leave. Just do it. But the thing when you're in the sticks dealing with a narcissist, what everybody said, like you don't listen. You really, it literally has to hit you in the face for you to be like, okay, now's the time. I've had enough. And my girlfriend Adriana said to me, you can lie to the rest of the world. You can tell all of us that things are fine and things are better between us. But at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And that stuck with me.
Godspeed to her.
Oh, yeah. So I came home and there was so much drywall redone in my house. Like from her throwing her into the wall. The frame in the guest bedroom completely trashed because he kicked the door open. So she tried to then leave back to, the girl lives in California. She would fly all the way over there. I think what happened was she was so beat up that they didn't let her get on the plane. They gave her an option. Either you get off voluntarily or we call the police because clearly you're severely hurt. So they stayed at a hotel together and all the things. And then at that moment, I realized like these are two very ill, codependent individuals that she's got some sort of daddy issues that she finds in him that is satisfying her. But, he gave me a little bit of opportunity to go into his brain and really think the way he thinks. I'm like, why her? Like, I know I'm not like all that in a bag of chips per se, but I will say like, even well, thank you.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. But my point is like, yeah. Oh my God. And speaking of Scottsdale, you know that song, I don't care. I love it. Yeah, that song came on because we went back to our hotel. They had a DJ, and me and my sisters
screaming it.
Oh, we had the best time.
It.
My phone is blowing up. Unfortunately, this girl's getting her ass beat, and I'm like, I love it. I don't care. It was awesome, and I didn't sleep the whole night. But then I came home to all the damage, and what he told me was he's like, it's never about who's better. It's people, he's like, I achieve because it's not about who's better. It's about the low-hanging fruit. So
he vocalized that.
He vocalized, and it's so true. Like, it's who's the easiest, who's not going to ask questions, who's going to be okay with bare minimum. Yeah, exactly. Like literally he called her low-hanging fruit. And for 12 years, he's not lying. It's the truth. He's been in multiple relationships and she's always been the side chick. Always. And here's the thing, to know that this woman was in my house, in my bed, in my shower, in my closet, in my office, just around like my neighborhood, it made me so sick to my stomach. And let me get this clear. It was not because of him, because the damage had already been done. But there's something about someone being unfaithful to you in your own four walls. Something that you worked so hard for to buy that house, make the payments, and for that to happen in your four walls is literally the worst feeling in the world.
It's world shattering.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it makes you question everything.
Everything.
And you could see that right when you got that call from Jack.
Right.
Going through the journals, going through all of his emails, text messages.
Yeah.
It's that paranoia that you didn't wish upon yourself.
Right. Right.
In this situation, how could it not
exactly
have started to
right. Exactly. To boil
Grow.
over. Yeah. So at that time I was like, you know what, I'll take the IRS capital gains hit. Let's just get the house sold. But of course he wheeled me back in, right? Like, it's for sure done this time and it's never going to happen again. And I'm sorry. And this and all the things, right? I mean, at that point, unfortunately, him and his mother stopped communicating because she was really upset that it happened. And not only did it happen, but it happened in my house. And bless her heart. I mean, she's from a foreign country. She did the best she could, and she was a single mom and all the things. But she was devastated that her son was actually doing this to me. Like, I can feel the pain from her when we would talk.
She herself has felt your pain.
1,000%. Yeah. So, you know, and I had the opportunity to speak to his father, and that's when I really noticed the pattern was when his dad asked me if I have asked myself why he's chosen me to do this to. Like, what did I do in order for him to act this way? I'm like,
so it's your fault.
Yeah. So this is where I learned that they created him to be this person. They put the pressure on him to, you know, look a certain way, be a certain way, speak a certain way. And then at a young age, he learned how to manipulate people. So that's kind of where I started understanding more. And it really helped me understand that because it made me accept that none of this was my fault and none of this I deserved. And none of you guys ever deserve this. You know, it's such a tragedy to lose. I was more bummed out about my house, to be honest, because
it's one of those things where, because the circumstances were so absurd.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, this is an obvious no that I need to get out of.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It just sucks that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, we were really cool. Like, we laughed a lot together. Like, we did a lot of things together because we only had really each other. You know, we created like a great gym community and all the things. And I'm not knocking all the great things because there was a lot of great moments, but definitely not at the price. So, fast forward some time, you know, again, relatively trying to work on it, but we already know, like, it's just a time of it happening. TikTok made me do this, but I found a way to track my car. I had put an air tag in my car, and I had to come out to San Diego for work, and my car was parked at a hotel. So
at a hotel,
yes.
I wonder what could be happening.
Exactly. So when we had spoken that morning, and then he went MIA for a couple hours. And then I said, oh, shoot, you know what? Let me check the air tag. And the air tag was showing that the car was parked at a hotel. So given that a lot of people are very nice in the Midwest, I called and said, hey, I have a family member that's staying there, and I have a family emergency. Can you confirm if she's staying there? Because I'm trying to call her. And I said, is Jack blah, blah, blah here? And they said, yeah, she's staying here for 3 nights. I'm like, okay, perfect. And so, yeah, I mean, it honestly better her than me because he did a lot of physical damage to her when I was in Arizona that night. And then I came home. I literally called my great friends, Matt and Carrie, and I'm like, okay, like, I need to get this house sold as soon as possible. And I gave him all the furniture, everything so that he can keep. I didn't have to bring anything. I gave a lot of things away. And
it's playing to that narcissistic
and
piece of him where he feels like, yeah, I'm getting out of this pretty well.
That's the thing with narcissists. They have to be the ones that are making the decision.
Yeah.
So the house gets sold, and now we deal with the biggest elephant in the room is the proceeds, right? Technically, he's entitled to 50%, whether he paid half of it or $0. So I did speak to the lady that was handling the transaction and told her the side that I was coming from and so forth. And, you know, I told her, when you ask about the proceeds, ask him, look him in the eye, don't ask me. And she did, and very upset, he said that I should keep the proceeds. I had a conversation with him like, hey, I had inherited some debt to help you during recovery when you were relearning how to walk and all the things. And when we walked out, he cursed me out. because he wasn't very happy that he was walking away with nothing, but he didn't put anything into it pretty much. So, but yeah, I gave him all the furniture, gave him everything, and said our, final goodbyes. I left and got back to San Diego. We spoke up to the point when the cell closed, and haven't spoken to him ever since.
Blocked on
everything. But here's the thing about blocking that I found out. They can still email you. It just goes to your junk mail, because I did get a message from him saying that, thanking me for helping him, and then also that he's struggling with now epilepsy. So I obviously didn't respond. And here's the thing. I have this amazing boyfriend now that I am 100% transparent
Tell
with.
us about him.
Oh my God.
What are the differences?
He's empathetic. Let's just start there. Like, he's
first and foremost.
Yeah, he's the type of guy, like literally about a week and a half ago, our thing's Bronx pizza. We love Bronx pizza here in San Diego. We live in Bay Park part-time, and then we live in Ramona, so we picked up a box of pizza, and he dropped me off at an appointment, and he saw a less fortunate human being sitting on the side of the curb. So he got up and gave him some pizza. And he also, here in Mission Valley, there's a lady asking for money. I ran into Ulta. He went to Trader Joe's, saw the lady in there after we had given her money, and she was trying to buy groceries. And he bought her groceries. So he's just awesome in the sense of like wanting to help people. He struggled a lot too growing up, and thank you. He's just great. He's great, and our dogs love each other. Our dogs are the same age. His dogs.
That's so important.
Oh my God, they're both 4, and they're both. His is the wild one. Mine's a calm one.
The sassy one.
The sassy one for sure. But it's when you're putting it out there on like what you want in a partner, right? It's super important to be specific, because all the things that everybody in my past was lacking, he fills that cup. And it's great because I'm in very unfamiliar territory. He has children, so I've never dated somebody that has children. I mean, they're older, but it's really cool that there's this mutual respect. I have a lot of respect for their mother, because I don't know what it's like to be a mom, but if I can be positive influence in their life, I'm going to do it. Yeah. So there's like circumstances where if mom doesn't want to do something and my boyfriend's being lazy about it, I'm like the person like, we're going to go do this, like I help them get their Mexican citizenship.
You can be that extra person where you can help be a positive influence.
Exactly. And that's all I want to be. That's all I want to be, and if and when I ever have children, then that'll be a different story. But it's just night and day difference. No one's perfect. I'm far from perfect. I mean, I think of everything that I've experienced, and I definitely do things. I could have approached things a lot differently, knowing what I know now. But he's empathetic. He's hardworking. He loves helping other people, which is what we really have in common. I feel 100% safe, secure, which is super important.
And that speaks volumes about his character.
Yeah.
I bet in the beginning of your relationship, that feeling of safety was questioned.
100%. I mean, since we started dating, I mean, he's like, I'm a little more old school because he's slightly older than me, but he's very like, I don't do this gray area stuff that you young people do. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And that's what kind of set the tone of us, being together. But yeah, just super supportive, and everything I do makes me want to be a better partner and better person, better friend, sister, everything, loan officer, whatever it is. He definitely pushes me just to be a better person. And there's sometimes, and the good thing about him that I love is like, hey, I'll tell him like, this is a trigger. Like, this is happening in my brain right now, even though it has nothing to do with you.
I'm letting you know that it makes me feel this way.
Exactly.
Not that it's necessarily your intention.
Right.
Just letting you know what my brain process
It's so bad. It's like if he has to go fill in for one of his employees that called out or something, I'm like, wait, are you sure you're going to go where you're telling me? You're not going to go to a hotel and like hook up with the bitch, right? Like, and
do
he's
I
like,
need to air tag your car?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it's really cool that he makes me. He doesn't make me feel crazy about feeling that way, and he's so sorry that happened to me. I'm like, it's one thing for it to happen to you, but in your four walls, it's like, it's insane. So I know deep in my heart that he would never put me in that situation, ever. And neither would I I've never been like a cheating type ever, but even now, like seeing how much damage you can do in someone's house, it's crazy. It's so sad. Oh, yeah. So
coming out of this, out of all of that.
Yeah.
How have you grown as a person?
I think the more life experience I've had, I've become more aware of my feelings, and I want people to know that I love them. I want people to know that, that I'm here. I'm here. You're not alone. That we all have a story to hear, that we're here to tell as much as you want to share. And that's why I really launched, like, how did you find out? Because how did I find out? Through a call saying, oh, it's you, or a FaceTime call from my own house. And, I'm just here to help people.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I commend you for creating a space for people to talk about these stories and these experiences that they've gone through.
Right.
Because for many people, they haven't talked about that.
Right.
And I know, sitting here right now, that there are many other women, men who have gone through the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
And how much comfort and how much they can relate and feel seen to the words that you're speaking right now.
Right.
It's it brings so much comfort.
Right. And here's the thing. I think what really helped me get through the hump, right, of everything, aside from really it being on my face, I had to learn really fast to detach myself from both of their actions. I had to be like, okay, their weird rendezvous stuff going on has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with you.
And I did everything I could. I showed up every way possible, as a partner, as a friend, as anything you can, like, I did everything I could. And if that person can't see you for who you are and what you offer, it's not meant for you. And, unfortunately, it might be time to move on, but really detaching myself, because I look back and I'm like, wow, I was on complete survival mode. Like, how did I do this? Like, how did I just pack up my shit, literally what fit in a car rental, an SUV, and drove me and my dog 1,300 miles back by myself, 24 hours. And I'm like, I literally had to be like, okay, Albs, you are not part of this problem. What they have, this sick relationship for 12 plus years that they have, has nothing to do with you. Like, you cannot change whatever toxicity they have going on, both emotionally, physically, at that point. And most importantly, I want nothing to do with that equation. I don't want to be hurt.
None of it.
No. So if you are out there and you're sitting there thinking, like, why did this happen? Things don't happen to us. They happen for us. And that happened for me to come back home, reestablish my relationships with work, friends, family, meet amazing people, and the love of my life, and be with my family. So,
well, it was amazing to listen to you talk about just such just a mind-blowing story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that marks the end.
Yes.
Your first podcast for How Did You Find Out?
How Did You Find Out? Yes.
I feel like we should name it, Oh, It's You.
You know what? That would be good. Oh,
yeah?
It's you. But I ain't trying to give that bitch any credit, so.
To be determined.
Yeah, good riddance to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.